So I didn't talk about it much in my last video, but this is the switch panel I was referencing that I'm gonna try and make work. Only this switch right here works, this one for the rock lights. These all turn on. That's how you know it's on. It lights up like that. This is just a USB kind of thing. You plug it in, and this is the voltage or whatever. But if you pull it out, which this is how it sits when I drive, it just kind of sits here. But you pull it out and you see all this mess of wiring. The only way this is actually powered right now is I have it tethered to this, just because it's a switched power, meaning when I turn the car on, it puts power to the cigarette lighter, which puts power to this. And I don't like it like that. So I'm gonna fix it with relays and things that can actually hold power, not just these little switches. I have more lights and stuff that can be tethered to these and put on these, but since the rock lights draw arguably the least amount of power out of all of the lights that I'd be running, plus I don't run them for a super long time, I figured I'd just leave that on there, because if I put a whole bunch of stuff on here, it's gonna blow the fuse that goes to this cigarette lighter, and it's not gonna work, and it'd just be overloading my stock system for no reason, really. The only reason I actually have the switch panel is because my cup holders that used to go here, one day I went to pull them out and the whole thing just ripped out. So I said, screw that, and bought this kind of expensive 3D printed piece of plastic, which probably could have made myself, but I cut out a square in it, grabbed this switch thing off of Amazon. There was 2 more switches on here, but as you can probably tell, they wouldn't have fit. So I just cut that off, and instead I'll be using these for those 2 extras, instead of having to use these, because obviously they're not gonna fit. So we're gonna fix that, make this not to where it powers all of that stuff, because it charges my phone pretty slow, which I'm sure is probably because of this, because it's trying to give power to this as well, which isn't the very best. So here's the fuse panel I was talking about. We have relays on here, 4 relays. I have 4 switches. This is a breaker, another layer of protection. So if there's a surge, anything like that, it'll pop this. And instead of having to replace a fuse, all you have to do, push that back down, it clicks back into place, and it basically connects the whole circuit back again. This is the distribution block. Power from the battery is gonna go, say the battery's right here, battery, it's gonna go from that into this on this side. There's another stud on this side. Power is gonna come off of here and go to here. So this is 1 layer of protection, this is 2 layers, because there's fuses right here. The power will go from these into here, into this, which is gonna give power to anything that we run off of it. Now I know it's confusing, but power from battery goes to here. Power from here ends up here. This will put it here on this stud. All of these are power to the relays. So this telling the relay to turn on. And then the power coming out of the relay, it's gonna go to this. And you would put your item here, and then one of these goes to the switch that you're running the thing off of. So item, switch, I have it blue, black, right next to each other. So this is one relay right here. There is, I believe, 8 different channels. So 1 relay, 2 relay, 3, you get the point. So they're all right next to each other just for ease. So I would put, let's say this is the item, switch for that, switch for this item, switch for this item, which this will all, it'll all make sense once it's in the truck. I'm not sure where exactly I will mount this plastic, because this is plastic. I'm not sure where I'll mount this yet. I haven't found a spot for it. But all of this stuff I bought off of Amazon, aside from, actually I'm pretty sure I got these connectors off Amazon too. So I got this, I got the distribution block, I got this, all these relays, and all down to this piece of plastic I also got off Amazon. You can buy just things of plastic. Now my other goodies are over here. But since I was just driving the truck, I can't change the oil because I don't want to burn myself. So we're going to focus on this for now. I think I'm going to color code it. So let's say I have one switch here. I'm going to put this switch as, let's say, yellow, this switch as purple, just so I can kind of differentiate the different switches and what they all go to, what I'm putting them to, because this will be in the engine bay. The switches obviously are going to stay in the truck. So that makes it easier because the power is going to come from here, and everything that I am trying to control off of this is also going to be tethered to this. So let's say, for instance, my pod lights that I'm trying to put on my hood. So they're going to be able to go into this instead of having to route all of that into the cab and say to the switches or to the floor. I'm just going to have to route the 4 wires to go to here. One time, the ground can stay the same for the switches, and then I can just route my items to these. So I'll have the switches all 4 on here already, and then I just add items as I get different things I want to put on here. So I made up this little harness, 4 different colors. Got red, white, blue, and green. I ran the harness. This is just the excess that I cut off. I ran it from the engine bay all the way in here up to the switch panel. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell through all this jumbo wires, but flip it around, there's the red, the green, the blue, the white. I have the key on right now. You can't really tell, but these are all lit up. I'm still taking power off of the cigarette lighter just because it needs to send power to the relays to tell them to turn on to then be able to power my accessories. But if you look at this, it's off right now. I go over here. This first one's for the rock lights. You can tell the light's off right now. This is the switch panel up here. Go back in here. Turn the rock light switch on. Come out here, and the rock light is on. So this is the other end of the harness. All 4 colors. Got the ground right here. Got power. Power is going from the battery into this, which is going around to this, which is going to the relays. The relays are sending power out through the black wires. Actually, I'm sorry, through the blue wires. Black from these 4 is coming from the switch inside. So blue is out, black is in. So technically, you're just putting power in, power out. Once you start doing it, it's a lot simpler than it seems. I need to find a good place to mount this, but other than that, that's about it. I don't have any of my other stuff to run to this thing yet. Still waiting for it to ship, so I'll probably find a better way to mount this in here, but other than that, that's about it.